Jeff, there aren't enough games with Vikings and not enough games with Parallax. This game's got both.
Well, all right. Great. What is this game called?
This is the Banner Saga Factions. People probably know the Banner Saga. It was one of the early Kickstarter successes where they asked for a pretty small amount or meager amount compared to, say, like Torment 2 asking for $900,000.
Right. Yeah.
And then the community really rallied behind it. It's a simple strategy game, simple in the way that like Fire Emblem or an XCOM.
Okay.
It's not super complex, but a lot of the depth comes from the simplicity. They're still making that single-player game, but in order to refine their combat, they created this multiplayer-only game that's got some free-to-play hooks and released it. It's now on PC and Mac on Steam, called the Banner Saga Factions, which kind of gives you a glimpse of what the combat's going to be like while they work on the single-player that I think is coming sometime later this year.
Okay.
So this is kind of your, I guess, overworld, for lack of better terms. Like, it's just kind of a fancy-looking menu. It's a really pretty-looking menu.
Yeah, it's nice.
So the Meat House is where this is where you recruit people. You have people right off the bat that I have, and when characters die in battle, they don't go away. They've died in battle. You can still keep them around. So when you come back to the Meat House to recruit new people, it's mostly, maybe you want, way more archers than you have, or something like that. And this little red at the bottom, that's 10, and then goes up to 50 here. That's your renown, and I have 39.
Okay.
You earn that in battle. If you win, you get more. If you lose, you still get renown, and you also earn that when you kill enemies. When you kill enemies, you see this 0 out of 5.
Yeah.
When you buy someone's experience, they're 5 out of 5, which means they can immediately be promoted.
Oh, okay.
So in battle, even ones where you lose, as long as you might realize early, I'm going to lose this match.
Yeah.
So I'm going to just try and take out a couple of guys so that at least I get some rank ups out of that.
Yeah.
So I played one match.
All right.
And I'm going to promote one of my archers because my front of the line guys just got fucking slaughtered. But I was able to like hang back with my archers and peck away at guys long enough that I was able to promote this character. So now because she's promoted,
You've got a few different options, it looks like, there, other than the Sky Striker.
There are a bunch of stats. So the Rain of Arrows, and I guess Sky Striker must be like sort of this subclass or whatever you're upgrading to. When you're at the basic class, you don't have access to special attacks, and so Rain of Arrows is...
Well, what else? Okay. So go back, because it seems like even just beyond Sky Striker, that might be too late.
No, I should be able to just...
that top...
So these are your attributes. Even though these have been assigned, you can take them back down.
Okay.
So there's no penalty between that. So if you want to have a very specific strategy with a very specific set of guys, you can change that at any time, which is pretty nice.
But at the top there...
so this is just telling you, I think these are things that become available as a result of the promotion. You don't have to choose this. I can now build higher stats, choose an advanced class, which is, like, I think, the skill, and then you can name your character.
Yeah. I just want to see what else up at the top there, other than Sky Striker.
Oh, sure, yeah. Okay, I did not realize that.
Yeah.
All right, so Rain of Arrows.
Didn't want you to just rush into Sky Striker before seeing that there were other options.
Shoot in the air, stunning enemies who step onto the trap tiles. Fire arrows at a gray range with a 100 chance to hit. That sounds... Early on, when you're kind of just grinding for experience, that sounds like that could be really useful. Slag and burn, trap an area, laying down coals, which do 1 strength damage. Sounds like a pretty advanced tactic. I'm going to stick with right now, which my first battle resulted in a lot of misses. So I'm going to go with Bird of Prey in hopes that more of my arrows will
guaranteed
connect.
hits. Yeah.
So like a lot of free-to-play games, some of this stuff is customization. So you can either grind to get 90, so you can have like a more unique-looking character, or you can go to the marketplace, which is what that signifies. And we can look at that before we dive out. But it's not a whole lot different than what you would expect from a free-to-play game. Like, you can grind up this renown, or you can spend a bunch of money and get 1,000 renown for $40 or something like that.
As we all know, renown is earned by how much money you spend.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Oh. Oh, I need 50.
You need 50 to promote.
Okay, so so 505 means I can be promoted, but I can't actually do that yet.
All right then.
Well, let's look at them. It's a marketplace.
Yep.
You know, it's like how a lot of these games work. I haven't played deep enough. You know, clearly haven't played only one match. I don't know what the balance is here. That'll be something for users that put in more time to really kind of figure out. They've certainly already, I think, said that they need to work on that balance. But there is no offline mode in this. Like, you are always playing against other people.
Right.
So if you want to play some of the more traditional stuff, you know, you're gonna have to wait for the single player game that comes out. There's AI in the tutorial, but that AI is basically just there for you to hack.
Right, right.
So now it should. All right, so we're actually getting matched up basically with. So that person is all 3s and 1 5. It sounds like that person is super new to the game as well, because those kills would be higher.
Right. Well,
you can
let's hope for the best then.
Yeah, you can choose things like expert mode, which have the amount of time you have per turn from 60 seconds to 30 seconds. And if you think you've got a good strategy, you can choose to go up against a higher level set of enemies, and if you beat them, you'll obviously get a lot more out of that battle.
I like the way the art looks.
This game looks incredible.
Yeah, it's nice.
You know, got like some depth of field going and stuff like that. So these are all your guys. Shows you the order.
Okay.
And as you kind of move the mouse around, you see where the guys are end up. It also shows you where they're going to be facing. Which I haven't played enough to know how much that really plays into it. But I would assume that if you can get behind someone, that you can probably, you know, increase the chance of a crit.
Seems like in games where they display any sort of facing information, facing matters.
Yes. So then, you know, hit attack. It'll show you those are the spots you could. Blue is so when you attack, you have the option of trying to break them or just attacking their health. If you bring this blue part down, then they become extremely vulnerable to attacks.
Okay.
So. You know, maybe on some of the bigger guys that have a ton of health, maybe you want to actually go and break in their shield.
Yeah.
So maybe some of your weaker units.
End your turn. Don't leave this guy hanging, man. I feel bad.
Windu says ... So while we're waiting for this guy, the horn at the top that fills as you kill enemies. These little stars over here, those are allowed to basically boost your abilities. It can make you each attack be more powerful, but you obviously use those up.
Right.
But as you kill people, this horn fills up, and so if you have, like, you've run out of that stat boost. Yeah, here we go. So they just use that to hit me, but they've also used some of their boost as well. But as I kill enemies, that fills up, and if, like, say, if I can just boost it a little bit and take out a guy, I can call the horn.
Get some boost.
Yeah. All right, so I'm just out of range. So I'm just going to camp. And my turn. And like Fire Emblem, this game, you know, I'm sure other games do this, but Fire Emblem is my my window into this. If you line up characters next to each other, they'll get boosts. It's not as deep as something like Fire Emblem, at least in factions where there are actually like relationships and they evolve over time. But you'll see if I line up certain characters, they'll get a little shield that appears over both of them.
They'll kind of work together a little bit.
I assume that like plays in, like right there. I assume that plays into like some of the stats and things like that. So in a lot of this early stuff,
it's positioning, kind of getting ready.
It's positioning, like, you know, the characters are really early. They don't have access to traps and things like that where you can kind of influence where the battle would go in terms of movement. And, you know, there aren't things like cover. There aren't obstacles
no elevation.
To go around. Not that I have seen. Certainly not in the first battle, but maybe that's stuff that kind of comes into play. So this is strictly like, you know, probably a lot of your early moves matter a lot because at some point you guys are just going to go in lockstep in the middle.
Right.
You have the ability to rest some of your characters. I'm assuming that maybe that might increase your little yellow stars, but still learning some of the intricacies of it.
Seems like you might have wanted to move those two characters next to each other instead of having one square apart like that.
He couldn't fit to that space.
Okay.
But hopefully on the next turn that I get around to him, I can definitely line those guys up. Not range yet. Keep those archers out of range so I can kind of peck at them.
Yeah.
What are you glowing for? Oh, this is all the... tells you what's going on. This kind of gives you a sense of where all the health is. Come on, Thrasher. All right. Let's see if I go behind this guy. I'm not sure if that'll count. There we go. Okay, so up to 3 people then give bonuses. These purple things, these are your special abilities. You know, I get 1 per battle.
Okay.
So attack 4 times, doing 1 damage to either strength or armor, granted with each hit. On the last strike, gain +1 strength damage for each adjacent ally. So that's certainly in a situation where if you can plan it, you would want to use that when you've got a bunch of guys surrounding you. So like if someone was to come up behind that guy, that would be a really useful time to use that.
All right. So we're end of a full round of turns.
Pretty soon, this will be the
spot
where
people start hitting people.
Yeah, it's a pretty, you know, like any of these games, slightly slower pace, but kind of once it gets going, the end game starts coming pretty quick. All right. Let's see if well, what do I got here? So yeah, so like this will tell me I can take down 2 off of his to try and break him. I have 50% chance of just straight up hitting him because he has that shield. If I click on that, I have the option of increasing that from 1 to 2. Still 50%, but I also, if it does strike,
it'll
So we'll just I missed. But I'm still gonna hit my shield.
Yeah, still just feel good about it. Just
I gave it a shot.
Well, you know, what am I gonna do?
I don't know if we'll get, you know, we'll see how fast this match goes, but
Can you zoom in? Does it let you take it in at all? Mouse wheel or anything like that?
Mouse wheel's not doing anything. You know, I can click and drag and kind of see. You can see stuff that's beyond the actual playable environment.
Right. Yeah, that's cool.
It does have a way of trying to address. This came up when I played XCOM quite a bit, less so in Fire Emblem, where like in Fire Emblem, the entire map is right in front of you. You can't really hide. But in XCOM, like, you know, be those times when you got one guy on the map and you just can't find him. It has a mode called Pillage Mode that goes into effect when there's only one enemy left on the map, and it basically just allows the winning team to crush the other person.
Oh, okay.
Just knowing that, like, look, this is probably going to go one way. Why fuck around with it? All right. So now in position to attack. Oh, 20%. Let's see. Not sure how that adjusts. I'm not sure if I go back, maybe she'll have a better chance. Maybe I was too close. But now she has moved out of range. But she already took 4 damage, so I'm actually going to want to get her out of range anyway. And the way you map them is where they face, so you can't just like hit left arrow and shift them around to face forward. So you need to take that into account when you're moving them across the map.
Huh.
What's up, birds? I think so far, like from what I've played, I think it's really neat. I just don't play these games multiplayer.
Right.
You know, like this sells me on to, I didn't, you know, back the Banner Saga, but I'm now super interested in playing it. But I can't necessarily see myself spending a whole lot of time in this.
Yeah, like going through a free-to-play game. And leveling up your factions and all that stuff. Yeah, that's
it seems again, can't speak to the balance of the free-to-play nature of it, but like, the combat seems really fun. It's certainly very familiar if you've played any of the recent strategy games, mainstream strategy games, anyway. But yeah, it's just, you gotta, the grind is against human opponents, and it's just, there's also the added stress of you're playing against a human that I just don't like.
Yeah, right.
All right, let's move.
Get on that guy's side and cut him.
Ba, 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 ba. All right, 90%. We're gonna beef that up. Get that to 3. Great. Tap, tap.
See if that might work out for you, because now he's turned to face the other way. So when you comes around for your next turn with your shield guy,
and then yeah, like these giants are kind of like your sort of tank equivalent. So let's see if I can actually. Okay, so those guys kind of got this dude covered. So I'm gonna see if I can start hacking away. Fuck! That was 90%! This was kind of my experience in the first battle, was
just dice rolls really not going your way, and yeah.
Whole lot of missing, which is why I'm so profoundly disappointed I did not have enough renown to get that skill.
You could always buy a little renown.
I'm never gonna do that.
All right.
Tap, tap.
Oh, jeez.
So he used that special attack. So the idle animations are pretty good. Like, the art is, really, really well done. Like, it makes me super excited for, like, the single-player version, which, if they were already building this anyway, like, that seems like a pretty good use of your time, is getting something you had to build anyway.
Yeah,
if, you can if people like it, make some money off it. But then also...
And, who knows, they could potentially find a way to, if people were super into this game, that then went on to play the single-player game, if they could find a way to get your purchases into that game, or, give you some kind of boost there.
Yeah, certainly the Banner Saga will, probably come out on Steam as well. There's no reason those saves can't be recognized, and obviously that game will have... I mean, wouldn't be surprised if, like, that multiplayer component just becomes part of...
Sure, yeah.
All right, who are you gonna attack? Either way, you're open.
If he was smart, he would attack your shield guy to get the facing
miss
right.
Yeah, I'll take that. I still got 40%.
There you go.
The fact that it's 40%, that speaks to if I was set up in a way that you would want to get rid of this guy's shield, because that's what's fucking me up. That's 40% is not the dice roll you want.
Yeah.
All right, so not in a position to. I can attack that guy, but I really want to try and take out this giant. So I'm gonna come up behind here. Set up my attack. 20% is still not. Oof. All right, so 50% is something more like that I want.
Yeah.
So maybe I'll let those guys kind of take him out.
Oof. Playing fast and loose with those boost stars.
Well, what's nice is that you can kind of play fast and loose with them early on, because if you're getting kills, then you're going to be able to boost them through the horn later.
Yeah.
And I guess the horn, when I went through the tutorial, they said that'll, they'll have like incentives for like keeping it to maybe generate like a huge, if say you're behind and you save all of your horn stuff, that maybe you could turn that into a huge attack later on. Let's see what this guy got. It's got 11. Guy's got 8. Kind of hang out here. And each individual character has these stars.
Their own stars, so it's not just...
It's not. The horn plays into the collective, so anyone can use those.
Okay.
But...
Oof.
All right, I'm setting that guy up to go down. So that guy's in bad shape. That guy, I'm doing all right so far.
Yeah.
And I got my archers out here. Tap, tap. Oh. Yeah, I was like, I got 7, 11. That guy needs some backup. All right. So we got this guy. 5. Oh, that is just, I don't like that at all. Oh, I did not mean to do that. Well, it hit. I just meant to star him up.
Yeah.
He's down to 4. 6. 6 is not very much. 5. Yeah, we're not doing well health-wise there. I need my... I got an archer coming up. Thank you.
Nice.
Let's see. Move this archer. One. 80%. So we'll get this guy really close to dead. He doesn't miss. So at least now we can start knocking some of these characters out.
Yeah.
So you haven't played a strategy game since XCOM, right? Like you...
No, not really. I mean, yeah, that was the last one that I played any significant amount of was yeah, XCOM.
I wish they had put out better or more DLC for that game.
Yeah.
Although I guess my problem is the DLC they did put out was mid-game DLC, and I didn't want to start a whole new game, I guess.
Right.
To access it. To do anything more than that maybe is to ask too much, and at that point you're just waiting for the sequel, but...
Yeah, it's...
I wanted to play more XCOM, but playing more XCOM, I did not want to do like Iron Man.
Right.
And stuff like that.
You know, it seems like the sort of thing where if they had come up with like some kind of mini campaign add-on or something like that. It was just, here's a short little story, or here's a short set of missions or something that might have done it.
All right, buddy. Oh, wait. Da, 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 da. Ooh, down for the count. All right.
All right.
So I get that, and that goes into my total.
Yeah.
So now I've gone to 40. But then he has also had a kill assigned to him.
Yeah.
Which plays into the upgrade
like
path.
his promotion stuff, yeah.
Six. I guess I can just hit this. So I'm not in bad shape. I'm in really good shape to take this guy out.
Yeah. Oh.
Let's see. So now I've started to get into the horn. I only got one. Let's
Yeah, what else is he gonna do, right?
I don't have a whole lot of options.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay, great. Now their archer can probably take that guy out, but
at least he got one last hit.
I've got an archer coming up, and that archer's definitely going to be able to take out the giant. I'm sure there must be later, like, you know, healing items and stuff like that, but
sure.
I have not gotten to that point. I'm not sure how the
I might be
that
facing, and
percentage-
he's got the shield, and
yeah, he can. Yeah, he's got a shield. He can block arrows. I guess that's pretty reasonable. Well, let's cross our fingers. Well, I guess I don't. And you only take out 2. And
oh,
that sucks.
I don't know that you had any other better options, though, did you?
No. I just need to hope that. Let's see. He's got a raider, and that raider's right there. Yeah, he's got 4 on me. He's got 60, so hopefully.
Oh!
Son of a bitch! God damn it. All right, so now his warrior is over there. He could probably make a beeline for my archer. One of them. He might actually go after this guy, though.
Well, that's the guy that you can use that special ability, right? Have you used it
Yeah.
already? Oh. So when his turn comes around, you can do that four attack thing.
God, I don't. All right, let's try actually. I was gonna try and move him so we could get the positional boost, but he can't get far enough over.
Yeah, I'm just
gonna roll the dice.
you gotta.
Come on, give me that 2. Give me that 2. Oh, that guy's a beast! Or I'm playing this game wrong. That's all equally, equally possible that I'm missing something. Or actually, you know, like in all of these instances where I've been trying to go for the health hit, maybe I should have been going for the shield.
Right.
And at that point, like if you add up the amount of misses I've had, maybe that would have added up to reducing his shield.
Well,
50%. I'm gonna take that. Great. Great. This is. I had the upper hand at some point.
At least it seemed like you might have.
And I actually do think the lesson learned from this match is I got too obsessed with going for pure hit points. So you know, like one of the layers of depth to this is up front. Like you think you want to just go for that health, but maybe this was a situation where
if you'd worn that out,
the dice rolls went against me so many times that I really should have gone for something else.
Hey, why stop now?
Yeah, at this point I feel like, yeah, I should just go for it. Just gonna keep hitting this desk.
Oh, that was your Thrasher. That was the guy that had that 4 attack. You could use that special ability and probably.
It didn't come up.
Oh.
Oh, I used it earlier.
Oh, you did. Okay.
I used it earlier just to kind of fuck with it. Well, that archer's down. Okay, wait. No, don't do that. You were behind me. Fuck you. Please go down.
There you go.
All right. Who cares what happens to the rest of this match? As long as that guy went down for the count, I feel like if I didn't get out of this with that guy on the ground, I would have been
your shield
really
now, motherfucker.
Would have been really bummed out.
Seems like there should be some sort of, and maybe it's just me, but like a wider color differentiation between the two teams.
Yeah, that would be nice. I feel like that's tied up in some of their free-to-play stuff.
But even then, if everyone bought the same stuff, then
Sure.
you'd still have the same characters. Like it's just a red team, blue team, some kind of more basic visual thing. Then look at all these same dudes standing next to the same dudes, swinging at each other.
Yeah, they, you know, especially for like how much visual flair is on the backgrounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, just like a pretty clear color differentiation could definitely help. All right, warrior, take out that guy. I know you're going to. Oh, 3. All right, so we can try. We can use his ability. It's not going to help us that much, but. So that one focuses purely on bringing that down, which is why if you were to line up guys and use that, that could have been, this can be super useful because if now, this guy's going to die, but if I brought someone over and brought that 3 down, then my archers could do pretty rough work on him from a distance because he's an up-close melee guy.
Yeah, he's just exposed.
He's going to have to really cross the map in order to pull that off. So I think this kind of stuff exposes, like, even though this map doesn't have a whole lot going on terrain-wise, like your position and how you choose to attack armor or pure health, like has some really big implications early on that start to stack up.
Sure.
Later, and it seems like the crux of this match was, you know, my potentially poor decision making. And see, that stacks. Like I can do a lot more damage that way. Let's see. I'm down to. They're gonna take out my guys pretty quickly, and then they'll go into pillage mode. There's not. I don't have a lot of options here.
Yeah.
I lost my big dudes. It is nice that they don't disappear forever. I don't know if that's how it'll be handled in a single player game, but there is not permadeath.
It's one of those things, you know, if you're spending real money on upgrades and stuff, you wouldn't want to lose that in a battle. You know, maybe there's some way to build a hardcore mode or something where
right.
like, oh, you're going to lose the things you purchased and have to purchase them again, but you'll get quadruple renown, or, you know, some weird thing like that.
But that's certainly a better fit for single player.
Yeah.
So now at this point in the battle, even though I know I'm going to lose, so it becomes more about...
Well, with that attitude, you...
like, how do I circle the wagons around people that I think I can feasibly take out?
Right.
And focus more on trying to get renown and kills. So, like, it's really not to my advantage to take out this guy anymore. But...
that guy.
This guy, I can probably come over. Well, actually, I probably don't want to do that. Start using this. He starts building up his star count. Sure, I'll just be ridiculous.
Yeah.
That guy goes down. So it is nice, like, and you know, this is part of like the free-to-play nature of it, that you get something out of a loss. Like, at least you can say, all right, well, it turns out I need 3 archers, so this gives me enough renown to go do that. It feels like the renown payout isn't, for as long as the matches are, I wish you were getting more out of it.
Yeah.
I want to say you only get like 9 for losing. That might be based on how many kills you get. Oof. Let's band together here, brother. Friends to the end. Blow that horn. That's
nice.
The most appropriate way that what is basically my final turn could go. That's actually how my first match went, where like I had one of these giant characters. He had 2 health left, and just my archer missed 6 times in a row. Just couldn't get that last fucking shot off, and then they went into pillage mode and just... I like the fact that it's there. It is. Here we go. So at this point, rather than like, well, I have 1 character, so we're going to alternate it. I get this 1 turn where I can kind of just do my last possible gas for air,
they all go.
and then they just get to destroy you. So that did some good damage.
That probably felt good.
I wanted to give that guy one last go round before he goes to Valhalla. Good game. Yeah. Thanks, man. All right.
Your renown grows.
So I got those kills. Win bonus, 0. Win streak, 0. Expert bonus, I don't even know what that means. Well, that's not a lot.
Nope. You need 50 to upgrade someone, that is not a lot.
I got 9 the last time, and I think I killed more guys. But yeah, like if I go to... I wish that stuff just stayed there. Proving grounds. Yeah, I got 42. So
yeah, it's gonna take some time. Or some money.
So if I go to the marketplace...
How much are they selling renown for?
So 30 is $2, which is... That's sort of tempting. Like, do I want to play another match and then maybe only get 4 and then have to play another? Like, because a match is going to be at least 30 minutes.
Right.
So this is where it starts to feel like I don't. But I feel like we had this conversation a little bit with Warframe. I wanted to say Warface. Warframe. Yeah. We're like, if I'm a 16-year-old, like, sure, I got $2. I'll pay $2 and kind of advance. Like, I'm just the sort of person that just, can I give you $60 and then none of this? And then it's more balanced versus my time investment. So it's early. It just launched. Like, this stuff will probably get tweaked as it goes along.
Sure.
I don't want to call it gross just because it's not how I want to pay for games. But it does seem like coming out of that with 3 was maybe
the time you spent. Yeah.
Especially if like I want to go get someone new, like we're looking at 50.
Right. Yeah, to the point where even their $2 spend is not enough to get anything.
Right. So if you win, I assume you get more than 3. I can only assume that they have other things going on like tournaments. That I assume you must get like huge payouts over now. So people that are really good, but it's like, well, if I just pay a bunch up front, I'll have upgraded units. Like, and then maybe I can win tournaments that way, and it imbalances the game. Like, I mean, that's the curse of the gift of this free stuff. But the game itself seems really neat, and the best thing I can say about it, without having gotten too deep into the free-to-play stuff, is that I really want the rest of the Banner Saga to come out. Like the combat seems.
Yeah, the look of it. If they've got a full story and single player and all this other stuff
they've got,
in the works, then sure, that could be cool.
We can close it out on. Where is it? How do I get to? No.
In this combat tutorial.
No. Where is it? Oh, there it is. When you first start the game, they have like their really epic and like really nicely drawn animated cutscenes. Like they are putting all of their money from that Kickstarter to good use. It looks like a gorgeous game. But yeah, that's the Banner Saga factions. It seems like if you're into, seems very Fire Emblem-ish.
Yeah.
If you have played that series. So thanks, Jeff.
Cool. Thanks, Patrick.